present these various offerings that are available during the first semester of each school year.
Try run again we had last time. As far as coming up, going through a proper draw length, anchoring, holding without any arrow. But before we do that, we didn't go through the proper commands. These are the commands. These are the commands that we're going to go through as far as shooting. Okay, shooters, up on a line. Okay, just step up the line. Prepare to shoot. Go to full draw. Full draw. Anchor, elbow high, anchor, anchor. Okay, relax. Good. See still some of you guys at the thing behind your ears. Get in the corner of your mouth preferably. All right. Again, prepare to shoot. Hold. 5-second hold. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Relax. Good. All right, this time we're going live. One arrow. Concentrate on that point that you're shooting at. Not yet. I didn't say knock your arrow. Shooters on the line. Now. All right, as soon as you have a knock, just drape it down across your thigh. All right, prepare to shoot. And loose. Go ahead, shoot it off, shoot it off.
Today we're going to do two different things. We're going to work on goal shooting and we're going to work on goal tending. Now when you take shots at goal, there are a couple things that we want you to do. The most effective shot is a shot that goes very low in the cage, a low drive. To make a low drive, there are two things I want you to do. When you kick, you should place your non-kicking foot right beside the ball. Secondly, you should kick with your toe pointed down. Where we want you to contact the ball is right on the shoelaces. Okay, so the kick is going to look something like this. And as hard as you can put force into it. Okay? Goaltending. When it's your turn to do the goaltending, you stand, now we don't have a line right here right now, but stand about a yard in front of the cage. Stand trying to make as big of an obstacle out of yourself as you can. So you cover the angles, make it harder for them to find a free spot. When the ball comes at you, get your body behind the ball, because you all know how you can miss a ball. It hits the ball, the ground, it bounces, does something like this. So what you want to do is get behind the ball. If this is rolling at me, let me grab a ball. Can you throw that at me so it sort of rolls, but kind of fast? Okay, I should pick it up with my body behind it. In case I miss it, I have at least it'll bounce off my body. Okay? And then I should clear it out. Now what I'd like to do is to set this up so everybody can see how it works, and I'll take okay, it's not easy being a goalie, so don't laugh. It's not an easy job. Keep going. Watch just a little more. Okay, now just hold. Now what I want the group to do then is to go down the line till everybody's had a shot at this goalie. Then we have the next person in line. He becomes the goalie. Everyone takes a shot at him. We'll just keep going down the line until everybody's been in the goal cage. In our soccer unit, we are trying to offer an activity that exercises the heart and lungs, as well as conditioning a great number of muscles. Our objectives include some skill work or review, but the main emphasis is on the playing of games. Soccer is a fast-moving game requiring one to think on one's feet and to work as a team. A student learns to be aware of where their teammates are and how they can best help their team in working the ball down the field.
What I want to do this morning is to go over the offensive line positions and I'm going to pick certain people out here to make sure that everyone understands it. And I think the importance of this is so that I know some of you play football, but others don't. And I want to make sure that those that don't understand football, and the reason they should understand it is so that you become better spectators and you come and enjoy the game on Friday night. I'm going to go over the offensive lines. I'd just like to have you gentlemen kind of name the positions as we go along here. The person in the center line, center. On the left side, left guard. Right side, outside the guard, outside the right guard, and outside the right tackle. Which one? And outside the left tackle. Okay. Basically, this is the offensive line. This is a basic offensive lineup formation. We're going to start right here behind the center. Behind the quarterback. No. See what I mean? We have to go over these positions so that everyone understands it. Behind the quarterback, we have the fullback. And behind the fullback, tailback, or he's a halfback. And then also we have over here another halfback. This is one, as I mentioned before, this is an offensive lineup formation, basic offensive line formation. And back here we have a basic backfield formation. And it just so happens that the one we have on the board is the one that Coach Bond likes to use with your Fond du Lac Cardinals. This is the one that you can anticipate when you come to the game Friday night. You watch Oshkosh North. What would we call this type of formation? Power I.
Our flag football elective in our physical education program is open to both boys and girls. And the reason for this is we'd like to have our entire student body have the opportunity to understand football from the rules and regulations and how it's played, because really football is a national sport and is a very, very important part of our high school program. And after we worked on some techniques and the rules and regulations, we get into league play. And this is the segment of our, and as you'll see in the film, this is a segment of our football activity that we separate the girls from the boys because it's a contact sport. The girls in the league play against the girls and the boys in the league play against the boys. And here they experience actual competition in flag football and what it's actually like.
Okay, the game of racquetball that we play in class differs slightly from the game that we play at the Y. We have one main wall, and we also use the back bleachers that you've just practiced today. Our lines are the sidelines. Today we'll use this yellow line and the center black line there as our sidelines for our doubles court. The doubles game and all games go up to 21 when we play at the Y. In class we will play only to 15 or 11, depending upon the tournament that we are using. You do not have to win by 2 points. The first team or person to get to 15 or 11 in our class will be the winner. Now, you will get a point if you are serving. If your team is not serving, you will only receive the serve back. All right, our game today. You two stay in the back. You two are going to be our servers. Vicki will have you serve first. Must come from in front of the black line, and her partner will be standing right over in the corner. Vic? All right, the service comes from in front of the black line. The partner of the server is inactive during the serve. As soon as the ball passes the black line, however, he comes out and is very much a part of the game. Vicki, go ahead and serve one. Now, hold it. We had a short serve. Very good example. The server will receive 2 chances at every serve. She gets 2 shots at it. That was a short serve. It did not pass the black line. She gets 1 more shot. Go ahead, Vicki. Excellent. Hit it. All right. Now we had a little bit of a hassle in the middle here because we had a lot of people on the ball. If someone gets in your way, it is called a hinder. And if you are hindered, you call it immediately. You do not make an attempt for the ball, and the point is replayed. Now, our serving team messed up that time, correct? Now, because it is the first serve of the game, they have lost their serve, and they go to the back. The new serving team comes up. They decide on the serving order here and now. From now on, Mark will always be the first server. Go ahead, Mark. In the corner over there. Move up. Yeah, up just a little bit. There you go. Okay, Mark, go ahead and serve. All right, that was an out-of-bounds shot because it was above the door. Remember, that's out of bounds here. Mark now has a score.
Today's lesson, we're going to cover the forehand progression. As beginners, you don't have any bad habits yet, right? So we'll try to set the right habits going. I'd like you to stand so your free side of your body is toward this target or this fence. Right-handers will be facing that way, lefties that way. Now, take the ball in your free hand. What I'd like you to do is to drop it out in front of your foot, your free foot, and toward the target. Okay, so hold it out in front. Drop and catch. Check the position. Do this several times. So we get the position where we want to hit it. Be sure your arm is straight. We got to reach out away from your body. That looks good. Now the next important thing is to have a shift of weight. When we swing in tennis, we don't want to just arm it. There should be body movement with the hit. So what we'll do is we will drop, step with that free foot, and then catch our ball. Our legs should be bent. Let's all start. Ready? Hold the ball out. Drop, step, check. Is your knee bent? Again, drop, step, check the knee. Keep doing this a couple more times. Okay, that looks good. Now, the next thing we're going to do is add hand, no racket. What we'll do is have you sweep that arm through straight and catch the ball. Okay, hopefully. Okay, so it should look like this. We drop the ball, step, come through, catch it, and follow through at your target. You should end looking like this. Okay, everybody ready? Drop, step, catch, and follow through. Again, just keep doing this about 5 or 6 times. Okay, that looks good. Straight arm, just sweep right through and catch the ball. Oh, you're fast learners. Okay, now what I'd like you to do is to take your rackets, and we're going to choke up on the racket. So you should have your hand up behind the strings and your thumb down on the throat of the racket, okay? We're going to move toward the fence. Actually, let me borrow that once more. And we're going to hit into the fence. So we're doing the same type of thing we did before. We're going to drop the ball, swing through, and hit it this time. Again, follow through at the fence. So it's going to look like that. Okay, because of the rain today, we'll be staying indoors from some activity here with our jogging class, a little bit of punting here. But first what I'd like to do is to explain to you what the max O2 number I told you was downstairs for roll call. This is taken from the result of your 12-minute run. And what they call it is a max O2. Now you may wonder, what on earth is that? Max O2 is essentially this. Anytime you do some activity that requires energy, and our bodies burn foodstuffs for energy, okay? In other words, your breakfast you ate this morning, that sort of thing. But to burn that foodstuff, you need oxygen. And our body can store food, like in the form of fat and things like that, but it can't store oxygen. So what we're talking about in max O2 is the ability of your body to deliver oxygen and utilize it. Okay, to give you a few examples here. The amount of oxygen your body can bring in, deliver to where you need it, is determined by the following. The rate at which your lungs breathe in and out, the volume that your lungs have. Okay, if you've got big lungs, you're going to get more oxygen. The carrying capacity of your blood. Some of you have more iron in your blood. It will carry more oxygen. If you're anemic, you carry less. The ability of your heart to pump. We'll just call that heart. The more efficient your heart is, the more efficient you get the oxygen to your muscles. And finally, your metabolic rate. Okay, now, just to give you one more way of looking at this so you understand it, I don't know if I'm talking past you here or not. When you are sitting here, guys, when you're sitting here, the rate of the oxygen in the air that you're breathing right now, as you inhale it, has about 21% oxygen to it, okay? 21% oxygen. Now, as you exhale, generally speaking, the air you exhale has about 18% oxygen in it. So that means as you're sitting here, you used about 3% of the oxygen. The jogging unit is set up so that each person is tested in the beginning and then works at their level. It is a gradual progression with varied activities. In this lesson, we are timing the mile run. Each student was given a rough estimate of what time they are capable of getting before they began, and now are trying to achieve that time. As each 400 is run, the student receives a lap time so that they can judge their pace.
Today is the first lesson in our wrestling class, and I know that probably a lot of people are wondering why are we teaching wrestling to boys and girls. And I guess basically it can kind of summarize it like I mentioned to you before. It can be done, we change our objectives to meet the needs of whatever we have in class. And I would say that the majority of our wrestling classes over here are girls, the majority of students in our wrestling classes. And I think the reason for that is a lot of the girls have brothers, either brothers or classmates, or maybe a boyfriend, or we have a lot of cheerleaders that also get in the class so that they understand more about wrestling in the class that they're cheering for. So what I'm going to do is just kind of basically change the objectives of the class. From years ago, we'd take boys and we'd have a class with the majority of gentlemen in class, and what we would do is just take and teach them wrestling moves, and after they got all the basic fundamentals down, we'd let them wrestle. The objectives now have changed just a little bit because of the ladies on the scene, and basically what we do here is teach you the rules and regulations of wrestling, how to score a wrestling match, the procedures of a wrestling match, what happens, and that type of thing. Okay, a wrestling match is 6 minutes long, and it starts with one wrestler on one side of the arc and the other wrestler on the other side. The match is 6 minutes long and is divided into 3 2-minute periods. The first 2-minute period starts with both wrestlers in the standing position, and when the referee has them come forward and shake hands, then they step back, and I want you fellas to go through this passively. I don't want any hard wrestling, or one of you is going to get the takedown and this type of thing. I want the wrestlers to come forward, and the main objective here is for one wrestler to try to take the other wrestler down. That means take him from his feet and get him on the mat in a controlled position. Ready? Wrestle. Would you demonstrate a takedown, please? Okay. Okay, stay right there. Okay, that would be a 2-point takedown. All right, let's go back to the center here. Ruben, why don't you get down on the mat? Okay, why don't you hop on top here? Usually after this fella is taken down, he's trying to get back out of there again, and if he can get out of there, escape from him, get free, he gets 1 point, and again, it's appropriately named. It's called an escape. Go, wrestle. Okay, break. If he comes from the down position and he is broken completely free, he has scored 1 point escape. Once they have escaped, however, wrestling doesn't stop just like I stopped it now. Wrestling continues, and they try to do what? What would they be trying to do now? Get a takedown. Ready? Wrestle. Okay, break. And one shoulder's on the mat, and the other one is up. And either the time goes off, or he gets out of bounds, or he gets out of that situation. He gets back over to his stomach, Ruben. Okay? He still gets credit for that. He gets 2 points for a near fall, or he'll get 3 points for a near fall, depending on how long he had him in that situation. He has to have him there 5 seconds to get 3. Now that is all there is to scoring in wrestling, and it's relatively simple if someone explains it to you. Okay? Okay, today being our first judo class, what I want to do is to take you through falls. And it's very, very important in judo because the majority of the time, almost all the time, when you're thrown, when someone is throwing, the other person is falling. And it's very, very important that you learn the proper techniques of falling. And today I'm going to take you through falls. And later on we'll be getting into grip and all different types of upper level throws and sweeps and trips and so forth. What I'd like to have you do now is stand up and spread out. Okay, in teaching falls, what I like to do is to start you out very, very close to the mat. And then I'll have you progress until you're able to fall from standing right where you are now. So let's all, I'd like to have everyone right now just go right to the seated position. Everyone sit down, please. Facing me. And the first thing we're going to do with our falls is we're going to teach you how to slap out. And basically what we'd like to have you do is kind of roll, bring your hands up as you roll back, and you want to keep your head up. You keep your head up, because you don't want the back of your head hitting the mat. So you keep your head up. Also in judo, there's such a thing as a choke, and you don't want to expose your neck. So there are 2 very important reasons why you don't want your head back. Okay, you want your head up. As you roll back, you bring your arms up. As you roll back, up your butt. Bring your arms up. And as you, just before you hit your back right here, I want you to slap out. I want you to slap so that your arm is just a little bit out to the side. And when you hit, your arm is relaxed and let it rebound right back up again. So if you can do this, I'd like to have you all try to roll back, hit, and come back. Ready? Roll back, and come back up. Beautiful. Let's see it again. I want to see if your heads are up. Ready? Fall. Arms in just a little bit more, okay? You don't want them way out. Right in here. Ready? Fall. Okay, let's go to the squatting position. You did a very good job there. Now that means you're here. I'm giving you just a little bit more altitude. Okay, from here, what you're going to do, and you're not going to fall, you're going to roll to your heels, and as you roll to your heels, your hands are going to come across. Roll to your heels, up your butt, slap out, and come back. But you're going to roll down. You're not going to fall down. We don't want you hurting yourself. Just kind of go to your heels, then roll, slap, and come back up. Ready? Go. Super. The only thing is you're getting your arms out just a little bit too wide. Bring them right in here and let them come back up. And keep the whole arm should hit. Ready? Ball. Ready? Ball. Okay, standing. Now, I told you, I promised you I'd bring you up here. And here's what you're going to do now. Nothing has changed. What you're going to do is you're going to go down to the squatting position, and then you're going to roll to your heels, up your butt, slap out. So you're going to do everything that we've taught you so far, but you're just going to put it together. Ready? As you go down, bring your arms across. Ball. Okay. Ed and Ken are going to demonstrate a shoulder throw. Remember the shoulder throw? Or do you want me to demonstrate it first? The shoulder throw is done from this grip. What we'd like to have you do is take a short step in, and as you pull the opponent toward you, as you pull him with his knee toward you, you're going to back step and get low down here. Okay? So basically what we want you to do is pull, your mid throw, remember to keep your head down and remember to slap out. While I'm throwing, my partner is practicing his fall. He's throwing me, I'm practicing my fall. So as I'm going to pull and toward me, underneath the shoulder here, and as I back step and take you over the top of the stage. Okay? And you can see the position that you landed in a side fall. That's what you were just doing. So again, pull, underneath, and throw. You can minimize the pain hitting that too, but when you throw, you pull up on the sleeve. So as I throw, Dan, I'm going to pull up on the sleeve. Right now, pull up.
The volleyball unit is aimed at developing skills, including the bump, the serve, the set pass, and the spike. A strong emphasis on teamwork will help to incorporate all of the skills in making a team more competitive. Rules of the game must be reviewed to ensure a proper understanding of how the game is played and thereby ensuring a good tournament during the last weeks of the unit. Volleyball is a popular recreational game that can be played throughout the years to come. Learning to appreciate the game and knowing how to play it will hopefully encourage participation in the sport after the high school years.
The weight training classes emphasize learning muscle actions and performing exercises for each set of muscles. The class is divided between free weights and the Hercules machine. Included in each day's routine are cardiovascular exercises such as jumping rope and running stairs. Students are expected to perform exercises for all parts of the body. These exercises may be tailored to their personal needs. A written test covering muscles and their actions is given at the end of each unit.
Here's the type of sight you're going to have. On your weapon, you're dealing with peep sights, not open sights. It's referred to as a peep sight. A peep sight, or a rear sight on your weapon, looks like this. What you do, and run up, you can find out if you're right or left-eyed. When you get your eye up to the rear aperture, aperture is opening, as you sight down, you're going to be looking through a slight pinhole. So it's called peep sight, a small pinhole. This pinhole will open up by your eye to a size, something like that. This is the type of sight picture you get. We're talking about sight and sight picture now. Back sight looks like this. Your front sight, you could be of one of two types. This weapon right here, as I kind of point it down towards you, has a front sight, referred to as a bar sight. It looks like this. It's the bar up front. Now when you align these two up, we're talking about sight picture now. When you align these two up, you should get a sight picture that resembles this. Your rear peep sight and your front sight should align something like that. Now, many people may not take a sight picture like that. You may have a different sight picture. People may take different sight pictures. I'll get to that in a minute, why it's important to you. Then, of course, the black ball represents the bullseye, or the black mark down there. And the type of sight picture then you take is the alignment of your rear sight. Front sight gives a sight picture like that with the target, with the bullseye right down there. So when you sight down here today, this is what you should be viewing. If you don't get that, you don't have the correct sight picture, and you're not going to do justice to hitting the target or shooting. Now, why is it important to get that sight picture? Or, secondly, why is it important to check your calibrations, the left, right, the height, the windage, whatever you call it, on your weapon? Is because not all people take a correct sight picture, or not all people will take this sight picture. And you wonder why, if you come in one period, you pick up the weapon and start firing, it might be off. That's this. Is it mandatory that you have a sight picture exactly like that? No. What I'm getting at is this. For some person, as you take a sight picture, people may prefer to have the front sight maybe down 1/3 instead of splitting the difference right here. They may have that front sight sitting right there. Or they may have it 3/4 the way up. Is that bad? No. If you're going to sight and you're going to calibrate it that way, that's fine. That's okay for you. Or instead of having a bullseye resting right on the front bar sight, now this is a cool picture, you may split the bullseye. In other words, have the bullseye so it's half and half, like that. He sets his gun and he zeroes his weapon in for that type of sight picture, fine. But now all of a sudden you, 4th hour, let's say, someone who's shooting the same weapon will come on in, calibrate, set his weapon so he has a sight picture like that, target is setting like that. Okay, his weapon's going to be zeroed in for that type of sight picture. You're going to come in this hour, pick up the weapon, go to the line, and start shooting, and you take a sight picture that's like this. Is it going to fire activate?
First thing I'm going to show you is the safety of picking up the bowling ball the correct way. One hand on each side, pick it up, rest it in the arm you do not bowl with. 2 reasons. Anybody give me the 2 reasons? Or one of the reasons?
The ball might be oily. Touch the ball, fingers in the ball.
True, in a way, yeah. Well, if you hold it like this, you put an extra strain on your bowling nose. And if you've got to bowl 3 games, you don't want to be walking around like this by the end of the 3rd game. Okay? The second reason is for safety. Who wants to put their hands in between that? I don't. I'm not in the pain that much. Okay? I've seen fingers just kind of fall off. It's funny, but they do fall off. You don't have to have something sharp hit. So don't take any chances. Put your hands like this, rest it, just hold it like this. Okay, is there any left-handers in this group? Any left-handers back there? Any left-handers? Good morning. No? Okay. I want you to take your left foot, put it on the 20th board. Okay? I want you all to look down and find the second arrow. Does everybody know which one's the second arrow? Okay, if there's any questions. Ready? Ball in position. So let's go. Out, down, and roll.
When you're hanging onto the racket, you're not gripping it like you're going to strangle the heck out of it. You're going to try to keep some foresight across the diagonal wrist, hanging out in this manner, and you're going to try to get your wrist, your eye on the birdie, and try to get it across. If you want the birdie to go high, where will the birdie go here? If I hit it in this manner, where will it go? Okay? If I hit it over here, where will it go? That's what you notice. If I hit it over there, where it's going to go? So you are in control. Good idea, hit right back to the person. Start using your head. It's a thinking game. In Appleton, they have some pretty good leagues, pretty good teams. It's one of the fastest moving sports. You don't stand it. The best spot to be is the center of the court. Why? Okay. You have your aim back, right, left. Okay? Doubles line. On serving, we use the shorter line as we discussed in our last class period. Okay? The serving is with short service line, diagonal crossed. We worked on Dave, we worked on last class, we worked on the serve, just dropping the bird, not throwing it up. Okay? Any question on what we expected there? Today we're going to try a little more confident, trying to get it to the back end of the court. That was called our clear. Okay, so the clear, we met the birdie right about here, we met it back here, what happened? Okay? So try to meet it, and don't just stand and wait for the bird, and don't just try to get it right to the person. We're going to try to get a partner, get across them, like a half court type thing, and later we'll get somewhat of a doubles type situation. Okay, in reality, the top of your lungs are up here in your neck. They go up in past the collarbone, up into the neck. Okay, now put your hands where you think the bottom of your lungs are. Okay, in reality, and this is exactly what I used to think, in reality they come to about here. They only go from about here to here. And I know when you take a deep breath you feel like you're filling your whole chest cavity, but I got news for you. Right down here you got a liver and a stomach and a heart. You got all kinds of things there. The lungs only go from up here to about here. Now, second thing you need to know, the diaphragm, what it is a muscle that goes across the floor of your chest cavity. And it's sort of dome-shaped. Now, what we're going to do when we diaphragm breathe is we're going to have you stick out your stomach, which will pull on your diaphragm. When you pull your diaphragm down, it increases your chest cavity size and air gets sucked in. When you let your stomach sink back down, it's going to push the diaphragm back up and air is going to go back out. Your lungs are like a bellows. Okay, the lung itself does not actually expand and contract. It's the chest cavity that pulls it. Okay, so it's like a bellows. Okay, to practice this, I'd like you to lie down on your back into our corpse position we used last time for relaxation. And for practicing this diaphragm breath for a couple minutes, we're going to take your fingertips, and I'd like you to put them lightly on your ribs. Not on the stomach, but up on your ribs. What you're going to do with your hands is make sure that your ribs do not move. We want to use only the diaphragm, not the chest. To begin this breathing, we only do it through the nose. We bulge the stomach to inhale, and we let the stomach sink back toward the floor to exhale. So begin now. You can lightly shut your eyes. That'll help you concentrate on what you're doing. And I'd like you to start by exhaling so we're all together. Okay, now slowly inhale and bulge the stomach to do this. Do not let your fingers move. And then when you're ready to exhale, let your stomach sink back toward the floor. Again, bulge to inhale, and slowly let it sink to the floor to exhale. Just continue. Try to move as slowly as you can, and yet not run out of breath. And then smile. Smile.
So there's about half of you that haven't played it before, and what I want to do is to go over the positions. And I think what you've just done is a very, very excellent introduction because you played a defensive person, a goalie with two offensive people. And that's what we just did now. We just completed that. And here are the position of the players as related to floor hockey game. You have your goalie, and we'll have two defensive people. Okay, and then on your half of the court, you have an offensive person from the other team and an offensive person from the other team. And then you have your center, okay? And then the same thing happens on this side of the field. You have a goalie, you have your defensive person, and then you have an offensive person from the other team, and another offensive person from the other team, and a center. Okay, the center is the only person that can travel. Is that a backward C? Okay. The center is the only person that can go full court. He's the only one. If you're defense or offense on this side of the court, you begin there. That's where you have to stay the entire while you're playing. The center may travel the full entire distance. Any questions? The face-off in the center, we have a circle in the middle of the court. We want each center to have 1 foot on the circle, and I'll place the puck down, and then what I'll do then is I'll blow the whistle to start the game. But we won't have a regular face-off where I drop it because the puck is too light and it just flies all over. So I'll put it down, I'll place it.
As you have observed, the students are very interested and enjoy taking part in the various activities that they have selected from the physical education curriculum. During the school year, they have an opportunity to select from more than 25 different offerings. The physical education staff at Goodrich High School has enjoyed making this presentation possible.